Hi, today in the kitchen we're making an oyster bacon pie. This is amazing, and it's one of those hearty dishes that you're just gonna love. It makes your house smell great, it's quick and it's easy, and it's just delicious. So we've already cooked our bacon and crumbled it, so I have that reserved in a dish. We have some butter in our pan melting. We're going to add celery, green onion, and some jalapeno. So it's gonna have a little heat, but not much. We're gonna cut your jalapeno, take the seeds and the membrane out. If you like it a little more spicy, you can leave the seeds and the membrane in, which is where a lot of the heat is. We're gonna give that a stir. We're gonna let that saute until the onions begin to get a little translucent. And it smells great already in here. Then we're going to add in some white wine and our mushrooms. And you can use, these are just button mushrooms, but you can use shiitake mushrooms, which I think would be great, would give it a little bit more of a hearty flavor to it. Or you can just use a mixture of mushrooms. So we're gonna give that a stir. We're gonna add in some garlic. And you wanna make sure that your garlic, you don't cook it at too high of a temperature because you don't want it to burn and then it'll become bitter. And that's not what we want. We just want that great flavor. So we're gonna give that a toss. We're gonna let that cook a little bit. And of course, if you're doing this at home, you're gonna take a little bit more time. Then we're gonna take some fresh lemon and we're gonna squeeze one fresh lemon in here. So it's got all these great flavors. And then we're gonna, while we have this liquid, we're going to add in some flour, and this is gonna make it's gonna be a thickening agent. So we're gonna give this a stir. And it kind of coats all your vegetables, and then we're gonna add in some some stock from our oysters. We've just reserved the liquid. And you need to have about 1.5 cups of liquid. So if you don't have 1.5 cups of reserved liquid from your oysters, then go ahead and just use some water to make it, to make it that 1.5 cups. So we're gonna stir this. You can see it's already starting to thicken up. We're gonna add a little nutmeg, some red pepper, and some Old Bay spice. So it's gonna have a lot of great flavors. We're gonna add in some heavy cream. So you know it can't be bad. And give that a stir. We're gonna let this cook for just a little bit until it starts to thicken, probably 4 to 5 minutes. And then we're gonna add in our oysters and our bacon. So we're just gonna stir that, let it thicken up, and then we're going to move over here, and this is what it looks like when it's finished. You can use a pie pan or you can use these great crocks. We're gonna take our puff pastry and we're just gonna we're gonna kind of stretch it a little bit. We're just gonna cover the top of our oyster stew and brush it with an egg wash, with just one egg and some water. Brush that on top. That'll give it a nice glisten when you're baking it. So this is what it looks like when it's done. We're gonna put it in the oven at about 400 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes until it's nice and bubbly inside, as well as the top is nice and brown. And another thing you can do, if you wanna go ahead and make the mixture the day ahead, just heat the mixture back up after you've stored it in the fridge, put it in your crocks, top it with your puff pastry, and bake it at 400 for about 25 to 30 minutes, and you're ready to go. So I hope you enjoy this oyster and bacon pie, and I look forward to seeing you next time here on Simple Cooking.